Will it be from the simple to the complex? Will it be a linear process? Will it be horizontal? Okay, they plan how the content will be delivered, and then you deliver the training so that learning takes place. And in delivering the training, you talk about the teaching methods. How are you going to deliver what you have planned, the content? How are you going to deliver it to the learners? Okay, are you going to use demonstration? Are you going to use field trips? Okay, then you deliver it to those who are going to implement the curriculum. Then we evaluate the training so that there will be evidence of learning has taken place. So after identifying, you planning, you delivering it, you then want to see if the goals that we set, they have been achieved. Okay, so we evaluate the training to see that learning has taken place. And when you're evaluating the training, we evaluate everything. We evaluate their contents. We evaluate if the strategies that we used, we applied, did they work? We evaluate the resources that was used. We evaluate all those to see that our goals that we set was achieved. Then we come to the curriculum models. You see, when we said we're developing the model, developing a curriculum, they think of a framework that will help them to develop the model. What structure are they going to use? So this brings us to curriculum model. And then model, by the various definitions we have here, it is basically a description of ideas, okay, or actors that are commonly used in the process of curriculum planning. It describes, okay, it prescribes what has to be in the curriculum planning. A model can be a tested or untested scheme. So it can be something that has been a framework which has been used before, and then they've seen how it works, or it can be a new one which hasn't been used before, and then it describes what should be in the curriculum. It's a proposed solution to a piece of problem. A model can be an attempt at a solution to a specific problem. It is also a miniature version of a plan that is proposed for replication on a larger scale. So this brings us to the assignment I gave you last week about the Tyler model, the Wheeler's model, and then Silver's model. Okay, so I'll take it in groups here. Techiman will take the Tyler's model. Zenith will take the Wheeler's cyclical model, and then I have Riverview will take the Silver's model. Okay, so let me come here, and then who will represent each center? Please, which people are representing each center? I need one.
Please, I'm representing Riverview.
Riverview, okay.
Yes, please.
Hold on. I've got one person for Riverview. I need another person for Techiman. Techiman. Hello.
Hello, madam.
Yes. If you want to be two in your center, it's fine.
Then Techiman will be two. I'm one.
Sure. Oh, it's fine. Then, Madam Vida. Madam Vida, please switch center. Okay, maybe she doesn't know her hand is up. So, Techiman, I've gotten one so far.
Madam, Techiman center.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I've gotten Techiman, Sir Richard, Madam Adum Eunice, and then Madam Florence. Madam
Sorry.
Florence,
Please, I
please
went
present.
off. Zenith.
So are you representing Zenith?
Please, I didn't get anything. I want to ask that you should please repeat what you said for me. I didn't get anything. My line went off.
Okay, so last week I left with a reading assignment for the class to do, and then it was on the models, the 3 models. Okay, and today we are come to discuss the models. So I will need one person from each center. So it can be 2 people or 1, but if it's fine, any number, but it shouldn't be more than 2 to discuss what they read. So I gave Techiman, Madam Eunice, what did I say you are doing? Okay, so I think I gave the Tyler model to Techiman, the Wheeler cyclical model to Riverview, and then the Silvex to Riverview.
So we are doing Silvex.
The Skillbex, yes. Are you in Zenith?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let me start with the first one, the Tyler model, before we come to the Wheeler cyclical model. So Sir Richard, Madam Eunice, please, who is starting for us? Hello.
Sir Richard is starting.
Oh, Eunice start.
Okay, madam. So the TALES model is a 4-step development framework that focuses on determining educational objectives. And also they identify and organize learning experience in order to meet those objectives they've set already. And then they also evaluate the objectives, whether it has been achieved. So the TALES model, it gave us 4 steps. One, it says the first thing we are supposed to do is to determine the objective. So before you do anything in order for the curriculum to be set, first determine the objective. Why do you want to set that curriculum? And determine the objective is finding specific measurable purpose for the education. So you base the objectives to the needs of the students, to the society, and then to the community, and then to the nation at large. And then the second one, after you've determined the objective, you identify educational experiences. So you select and design activities and then content that will help students achieve the standard objective. So all content, all things that will help the students, whether inside or outside the classroom, that is able to help the students to attain the objective you set. That is the second one. You identify educational experiences. Then the third one is you organize the experience. So the experiences that in the step 2 you have identified, for the step 3 you are going to organize it. So you organize them in sequence and then in logical way to ensure a progressive way for the learning process to occur. So you organize this in such a way that according to the child's learning needs and then the way the child is able to learn, so that it will not affect the child in any way. So in a sequential manner. And then the last one under the TALES model is you evaluate. So you are going to evaluate, you are going to assess whether successfully the curriculum has been met to the objectives that you set. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir Richard, do you have any other?
I think my colleague has done justice to that. But the only thing I'll add is with the Thales model, it's more or less in a linear form. It's in a linear form.
Okay.
If you look at how my colleague explained the steps, it's in a linear form, and it is terminal too. At the end, at the evaluation level, after going through the steps, everything ends at the evaluation level with the Thales model. I think that's the only thing I'll add.
All right. Thank you very much. So that's the Thales model. Okay. Perfectly explained by these two. Thank you, Madam Eunice and then Mr. Richard. So it was developed by Ralph Tyler, and then it goes through this whole process. It starts with you defining the objectives and then evaluating it, as she has explained to us. Okay, thank you. And then let's move on to the Wheeler cyclical model. So if we've identified the linear one, then let's move on to the cyclical model. Madam Rebecca.
Madam, please, I'm from Riverview.
Is it Madam Rebecca speaking?
Yes, please. I'm from Riverview. But we are tackling that of the scale-based model.
Oh, okay. That's for Riverview. So Zenith is the one taking the Wheeler cyclical model. Okay, then let's hear from Zenith. Zenith. Zenith.
Madam, please, they should come first.
No,
The
it's in
Riverview
that
should come first, please.
order. No, it's in this order. So I want it to further explain something. So I want Zenith to come. I'm waiting for Zenith.
Please, we are coming. Madam, so please, the Wheeler's cyclical model, it developed on the Thales model instead of the linear model. Wheeler's developed its own encyclical, and evaluation in Wheel's model is not internal. It's not terminal, but finding from the evaluation and fed back into the objectives and the goals, which influence stages. Wheeler's model was also made up of 5 phases. The phases are formulating of aims, that is the goals and objectives, and then selection of learning experiences or the activities, and then also select of contents, subject matter, and the type of experiences must be offered. And then organizations and integration of learning experiences, and then content with respect to the teaching learning processes within the school and classrooms. And then the evaluation of the effectiveness of phase. Evaluation of the effectiveness of the phase 2, that is the selection of the learning experience and activities, and then the selection of contents and then subject matter, and then also the organization and integration of learning experience. Madam, please, someone can continue.
So you just read the slides for us. Please, can you tell us what you read, what it means? So what does it say? What you read? What does it tell us? The relay cyclical model. What does it tell us?
Madam, please, I'm lost.
That's fine. Don't get lost. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Celestine. Madam Celestine.
Yes, madam.
Please, your hand is up.
Please, I'm with the Zenith.
Okay.
We can simply say that the Wheeler's clinical model of a curriculum, the Wheeler's cyclical model is a type of curriculum development that's in which the curriculum process is ongoing and constantly changing. So it's not fixed, it's more flexible. As in, after the objectives and goals are set, the selections, experience, and everything is done. After the evaluation, whatever they get out of the evaluation, if there is a need, it is fed back into the objective, and that can affect the next learning experiences and contents, and it keeps on going based on the findings that keep coming. So it's not static. It keeps evolving as and when necessary. Maybe new knowledge, new experiences, and whatever they think is good for the curriculum will be introduced at or after each evaluation stage. That's what I'll add up.
All right. Thank you very much, Madam Florence and Madam Celestine from Zenith. So the relay cyclical model is just an improvement on what Tyler did. No, Tyler's own, it's a linear, it ends at evaluation. But with Wheeler, he said, okay, when we evaluate it and then we see that there was a hitch somewhere, we need some improvement somewhere, then let's put it back into the objective. Okay. And then when we put it back into the objective, it will probably affect the learning experiences that we want to use. It will affect the contents that we use. It will affect our organization. So one is a linear process, and then one is a cyclical process. It's an ongoing process, as Madam Celestine said. It doesn't end. Okay. Then let's move to the Silbeck situational model by Madam Rebecca. Madam Celestine, please put your hand down for me, okay?
Okay, so with the Spielberg situational model, it's a framework for curriculum planning that involves analyzing situation in which learning takes place. So before a curriculum will be planned, a lot of factors are being considered. And some of these factors are the learners, the teachers, the school environment, the social context, and the cultural values in the society. And these factors help to inform curriculum decisions. Then also, it locates curriculum design and development firmly within a cultural framework where teachers can modify and transform learners' experience through providing insights into cultural values. So they consider the situation on board and then what the culture values or hold with high esteem. Then the skill-based situational model also has 5 steps. The first one is situational analysis. That is by understanding the content in which learners needs and then the learning environment. They go back to the society to find out what they need and then what their culture also values. They consider the flow of resources and then the teachers as well. Then the second one is the objectives. They set objectives and then they define their goals in terms of what they want to achieve based on the analysis that they did. Then the third one is they design the curriculum structure and content, what they want to teach or what they intend to achieve at the end of it. They design it in that order. Then the fourth one is interpretation and implementation, whereby the content that they design at the third stage, they put it into practice. Then the last one, which is the fifth one, is the evaluation. They assess to determine the effectiveness of what they put into action. And if there's any adjustment for them to do, they do it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Do I have any other from Riverview? Do I have any other from Riverview? All right, thank you, Madam Rebecca. Okay, Madam Vida. Madam Fama Vida.
Okay. As we said, the skill-based model is known for its emphasis on the importance of understanding the cultural and social context in which learning takes place. And there are some useful frameworks for developing that curricula that are relevant and effective in diversity. So example of these things are the culturally responsive teaching and the universal design for learning framework. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, the UDL. It's an okay, thank you very much. So the Silverwork situational model, okay, just as the name implies, okay, the situation in such an environment, it's what will influence the kind of objectives that they will say they will set. Okay, what is needed in such environment will influence the situation on board. They delve more into the situation and then make sure that the needs are seen to. I thank you for explaining the theory for us. So let me go back to share my screen. Madam Florence, your hand was up. You want to say anything? Madam Florence.
Please, it was a mistake.
All right, it's fine. So this unit talks about the curriculum development, okay, where we discuss the process it goes through, then the models that may influence how the curriculum will be drawn. Sometimes they will use the Tyler's model, the Wheeler's cyclical, the situation, the Silver situational. We have other models. We have the Taba model. We have not just these three, but these three are the most used ones in the curriculum. So let's move on to the next unit, curriculum implementation. So this will be our outline. We talk about innovation. Okay, we will talk about innovation. Then we come to definition and implications of implementation. Then we come to some approaches to curriculum implementation. Then factors affecting implementation. Innovation. Innovation is just a normal word we've been hearing all over. It's not just in curriculum. It appears in different disciplines, different subjects. It's in an English word, okay. So when we talk about innovation, it is the process of creating and putting into use something new. We are bringing something new, okay, that brings improvements or adds value. So this one is talking about bringing something new on board, something that we have not tried before, bringing it on board. Okay, that add values or it adds something to what we want to do. So according to Altricia and then Aljeba 2000, innovation is a social activity which focuses on change in 4 key dimensions. So it causes change when innovation comes. It causes change in our social practices. It causes change in the beliefs and understanding that underpins these social practices. It causes change in the material aspects. The material aspects, we are talking about the artifacts, the practice, the material, the instrument, the layout of space, and also it affects the social organizational structure of these practices. So let's take them one after the other. Sorry. When innovation comes, okay, it affects the social practices. We are saying innovation is a social activity. It's not just an activity just for one person. It's a social thing. Everyone is involved, okay? So when it affects the social practices, we are talking about our daily activities, some activities that we usually do. When there's something new on board, it changes how we go by it. If it changes the way we used to attend to it, the way we used to go by it. So an example is introduction of mobile money. Okay. At first, when you want to send money to someone, you can just
sorry,
when you want to send money to someone, you can just go to the bank, then you do that transaction. Okay, there's this face-to-face transactions. Either you meet the person, deliver money to the person, or you go to the bank to make that transaction. But when mobile money came, you can sit in your house, the comfort of your house, and then just send money anywhere you want to send. You have your family members abroad who send money through it, and then it comes to you. Okay, so it changed how we do things. So when it comes, it changes our social practices, the way we go by our daily activities that we do. It also affects the beliefs and understanding underpinning these practices. So they affect the underlying cultural frameworks, the ethics, and the interpretation that shapes and guide these social practices. So it influences what guide people to think something is normal or right. So when something new comes, the way you think about it affects how you believe your belief in it. So an example is let's use how we used to see waste. Okay, you drink water and then you feel like, okay, it's the bottle or the rubber, the sachet I drank from is waste, so I can just put it in the bin. I can put it in the bin. The Zoom Lion, the waste collectors will come for it, and then they send it to the landfills, or they incinerate it, or whatever they will do to it. But right now, we believe that this waste, okay, can create problems. So we've seen it in a different section. We feel they are recyclable. Right now, we believe that waste are recyclable. Waste can be reused to make something else. Okay, so I believe how we view waste has changed. We see it as a responsible person. You have to make sure that the waste going to the landfill, those waste we are generating, should be reduced. Then we think of other ways of using those plastics, those other ways to solve issues in the community. When innovation comes, it changes the material aspects of it. The instruments or the artifacts, the materials that we will use will also change. Let's use the transaction. You see the transaction at first, you just go to the bank, you write on it, and then you sign a check, or you write the amount you want to send, and then they process it for you. But right now, we have an app, we have a code. Okay, with your phone, you can use to send money. So the materials used in this section has changed. When smartphone came, it replaced. We can go to most of our houses that we don't. Some of us don't have watches, clocks on our walls, because our phones can tell us what the time is. We can use this as radio, so we don't need to have a radio in our homes. Cameras, calculators, radios, smartphone came with all these things. So it changed some of the things that we will have in our houses. Madam Patience, your hand is up. Maybe she doesn't know it's up. And then
it has helped in introducing these online programs. At first, we used.
Yes, I'm listening.
Hello, madam.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear
you. I said this innovation has helped in the introduction of the online programs. Unlike first that we used to meet at one of the regional capitals.
Yes, so it has changed program. The way we go by it. Thank you very much for that example. And then it also changes the social organizational structure of these practices. Okay. So the online example you gave, it's an example of it. It has changed the structure of our learning. It's at first it used to be face to face, but right now Madam Florence.
Please, I want to ask a question.
I'm listening.
Please, so with QR codes, like now when you go for programs, you just key in and the program will come on your phones and things. Can we cite an example with that?
Yes. At first, what were you given? The program outline, how was it delivered to you?
It will be given to you in the paper form, or sometimes the MC will just have will be the only person having the program and will be reading it out.
Right now, when you go, everyone can just scan it and then know what the outline of the program is, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you. Sir Richard.
Yeah, madam. I want to add to what my sister just said with the QR code.
Okay.
Nowadays, there are certain shops you go, you don't need to make cash payments. Cashless payment is now the order of the day, where you even scan QR codes and you make your payment. And there are times you scan to get to know the prices of goods at the mall and the shops too. So I think that one too is an innovation that is in the system nowadays.
So we see innovation all around us. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Sorry for that. Wait. After my class. So we see innovation from the angle of Altricia and then Salzburg 2000. Let's see innovation from Fulan and then Co. Fulan and Sejalbra 1991. Let's see innovation from their angle too. So they're also saying innovation is usually characterized through some materialized plan which describes the intended processes and the aspired ways of changing them and argues the theories which justify the rationale. Okay, so to them they said if innovation is to be carried out, it's normally come with a clear written plan. Okay, it comes with a plan, they have written it, and then it describes the intended process. So the plan does these three things. It describes the intended processes, the new behavior that they want to see, they want people to show. Okay, it describes it and it explains the changes. So they state whether it is expected to improve or change as a result of the innovation. Okay, are we going to improve on an existing one? Are we going to totally change from our ways of doing something? And then it provides a theoretical background which supports that they are changed. So it's just like a reason to give you why we want this change to happen. And then the reason or the justification is always better than the old one. Because if you come to me and then you tell me that I want you to change and then it's not really it doesn't sound better than the old one. Such individuals or such a person or whatever you want to change will not be motivated to do it. And then they also see changes like it's using some materials. It uses some materials, other resources, that is time or money, and then some specific social structure to make people act in another way, the preferable change that they want to see. So Here, it needs support system. When you want to see change, it needs support in terms of money. Let's talk of all the resources that we need. Money and time is part of the resources. Okay, so you will need equipment, the tools to make sure that this change is seen. You can use the curriculum as an example. They are bringing a change, and then they make sure that we have tools to support it. They are bringing textbooks. They are bringing tablets, some apps to support all these things. And then you will need time. You set time aside, and then you teach us how we should go by it. You need money to fund all these materials that you will buy. And then they said its real test lies in being put into practice. So it's not just the written one. Okay, the plan that we have, the materialized plan that we have, it's not just that we have this plan and then we are not going by it. The change is seen when we put the plan into action. So innovation is just a process, okay, to Fulan and then his friend. Innovation is just a practice, and the practice aims to change a process. So this is how they see innovation. So let's come to in education. Okay, let's relate this to our curriculum. Innovation is an activity that introduces new ways, new strategies, tools, or practices into the process of implementing the curriculum in school. So the focus is not only changing the curriculum content, but improving how the teacher delivers it, how the learners engage with it, their experiences with it, how resources are used, okay, how the teaching environment should be used or how it should be managed. So here it affects the structural, the foundations of it. Okay, it affects the whole thing around it. They bring a whole new idea to make sure that the old one is the new one is better than the old one. So the change process, you're talking about innovation, so there's a change. So when you talk about implementation, it refers to the stage where an idea, okay, or a proposal. Here we are talking about a new concept, a new theory, a new curriculum model, a new teaching approach or intervention has been made. Okay, it's moved from the planning stage into real life practices. So we implement what has been written, then we put it into action. So what I have here, it's the stage where what is written on paper becomes action. So in other words, implementation is the process that will translate our intentions, okay, into actual behaviors, actual activities in our real world. According to Fulan, we are still using Fulan and his friend. According to them, implementation is not a one-step event. Okay, it passes through 3 processes in which an innovation may work or it may not work. So for the success of the change, it will depend on these 3: the yellow one, the green one, and then the which color is this? The
Blue.
not blue. The continuation, which color is it? The whole class. The whole class, which color is it?
It is teal green.
Teal green or turquoise green, kind of. Yes, thank you, madam. So yeah, so it has we are talking about these three processes. The blue one is not really, so I will explain why the blue one is not really part of it. But we are focusing according to Fulan's processes. He said it's for innovation to take place, for it to work or for it not to work. We have these three phases: the initiation, the implementation, and the continuation. Okay. So the outcome is the effects of these three. So let's start with the initiation. Initiation, this stage is where they decide to introduce the new idea. Okay, just where we decide to introduce this idea. So people become aware of the innovation and they decide to, okay, let's adopt it. So by then they have reviewed the current curriculum that we have, and then they've addressed some key parts that they feel like, okay, then these parts will influence these new actions. So an example is when the ministry decided to introduce a competency-based curriculum. From their review, from the evaluations they've been doing, and then they saw that, okay, it's not really touching our goals, what we set for, then they just decided to bring a new idea on board. So that's the initiation phase. Then whatever that they have thought of, I think someone's hand is up here. Madam Rebecca. Madam Rebecca, your hand is up.
Yes, Madam, please, with the initiation, can it also mean that out of a population, a sample has been taken out in order to try this concept that or the new idea that wants to be put into practice?
Okay, not necessarily. Okay, the initiation is that idea. Okay, it's not about selecting just a few groups to try it on it. So when the idea came into their mind, okay, before them going to say that, okay, this new idea, let's take this group of people to implement it on it. No, when the idea came from the review that from the evaluation that they did, okay, so just the initiation phase. I get it.
Yes, please.
Okay, so it's just that side, so it doesn't move to get selecting people to see the change in them.
Thank you.
And then the implementation, when you say implementation, you put something into practice, action. Okay, so implementation is the action stage. This is where the actual use of the innovation begins. So by then, the ministry or NASA has put down the new ideas, the new reforms, the new strategies, the new whole structure that they brought up. Okay, then they give to who is on the field to implement it, and then it's usually the teachers who are seen as the implementers of the curriculum. So here the teachers start to use it, and then when after initiating it and then implementing it, then there's another one called continuation. So at this stage, it doesn't the new teaching method doesn't become new to us. It becomes part of us. Okay, it becomes part of our routine. It is embedded in our routine, our ways of doing things in the school. So this thing that we are saying, new curriculum, new curriculum, new curriculum, it will get to a time that it will be part of us. Okay, we won't see it as new as we are trying to say. As time progresses, as time moves on, it won't be seen as new to us. It will become part of us. Then it becomes our practices. If successful, okay, that is the outcome. If the new thing becomes successful, if it becomes successful, then it stays. It becomes part of us. We get used to it. We do it. But if it doesn't become successful, then it's either we are halting it or we are changing it or we are getting a new review out of it. So that is where the outcome comes in. The outcome is not necessarily part of these three things as identified by plan. The outcome refers to the effects of the innovation, which can be positive or negative. And it's also a result of how well these three processes were managed. So the outcome will depend on how good the initiation stage was, how good the implementation stage was. All the emphasis is on the implementation stage, okay, how good it went by. And then it will influence our next decision, the outcome, whatever information that we got from it, from our evaluation. It will influence if we have to let it stay or we have to change it. So these parts is that's why I'm just shifting it and skipping them. Then definition and implications of curriculum implementation. Implementation, we are saying it's an interaction between those who have created the program. Okay, so here we can talk of the developers. Okay, those experts who developed the program and those who are charged to deliver it. Here we have the teachers who are to deliver it. And then we have the administration, the headmasters also to have their influence, so they have voice of also helping it to be delivered. So here it requires teachers to shift from their current program, which they are familiar with, to the new or modified program. So teachers are expected to unlearn some of their practices, some of their strategies, some of their activities, okay, some of their teaching methods, then adjust to these new innovated ones, the new ones that has come on board. If we want to achieve the kind of goal that, or the particular goal that we have set. So the approaches to curriculum implementation, to implement the curriculum, we have various approaches that we revolve around. Okay, this will influence how we go by it. So I have three here, and I'm glad I still have three groups. So I'm going to break us for 20 minutes. It's 8:20 right now. Let's make it 30 minutes. So we come back at 8:50. Okay. Each group is going to take one. So starting with the Chiman fidelity approach. Then I come to Riverview, the mutual adaptation approach. And then I have Zenith, curriculum enactment approach. Okay, so I have these three approaches. What we are going to do is we are going to identify what this approach is. Okay, so some assumption underlying this approach, the strength and then the limitations of this approach. So I'll give you 30 minutes I'll still put it here for the whole class to look at it. I'm breaking you. We'll come back at 8:50. Then we discuss it. Okay.
Okay, madam.
Your hand is
Madam,
up.
please, you said we are going to look at what it is, assumption, and what?
The
Limitation. Okay.
and then
Okay. Thank you,
and then
madam.
the importance of what I said another one. We are going to look
No,
at
no,
what
please.
the assumptions, the limitation, and the strength. So it's for here the assumption, what it is, the assumption, the limitation, and the strength. Okay, thank you very much. So let's work in groups, and then I will need 3 people from each group to present it. Okay, let's make it 4. So one person will talk about what it is. One person will talk about the assumption. The other person will talk about the limitation. The other person will talk about the strength. So 4 people from each group. 4 from Zenith, 4 from Sechuman, 4 from Riverview. Okay, so let's work with it.
Okay, ma'am.
Good morning, colleagues. Please, has the class ended?
No, please, we are on break for
Transparency. The fidelity approach in a curriculum. It's all about delivering the curriculum as designed, looking closer to its original structure, content, and teaching strategies. And it also prioritizes the consistency, ensuring that educators standardize standardization.
Hello.
Hello, madam.
Hello. Yeah.
8:50. I'm glad. I hope we have something down to share with the class.
Yes, please.
All right. So we'll start with teaching man. Let's identify the 4 people who present for the class. Teaching man. Okay, I have Madam Charity. 3 more. Teaching man. Madam Vida, in teaching man.
Yes, please.
Okay, so just put your hand up and then don't mute your microphone for me. Mute yourself for me. All right, so I have Madam Charity, Madam Vida, 2 more from teaching man. Teaching man. Sir Richard. Sir Richard. And I'm saying teaching man.
Yes, madam, I'm in touch mine.
Okay. Then we have one last person. Hello. Oh, when we were leaving, I told us all these. So we should by now know the 4 people representing teaching man. Madam Patience, are you in teaching man? Madam Patience, or can say?
Teaching man.
Okay, so teaching man we have 4. Madam Patience, Madam Charity, Madam Vida, and then Madam Akusia Depa. All right, so who will start for us?
Charity.
The fidelity approach.
Charity. Okay. Madam, can I start?
Yes, Madam, you can.
Okay. So the fidelity approach, this approach talks about how the curriculum can be implemented faithfully. So the approach talk about faithfulness implementation of the curriculum. When you talk about the faithfulness implementation of the curriculum, we are talking about how the curriculum has been planned by the developers and how the learners and teachers will follow it strictly as planned for the learners and teachers. So with this approach, the teacher don't have no idea of changing anything in the curriculum, but rather follow the instructions or how the curriculum has been planned or strictly planned. So in this approach, teachers and learners are expected to follow the curriculum by following the objectives and the content as well as teaching methods and the time frame for the curriculum. So when we talk about the time frame for the curriculum, you have to follow the specific time for the curriculum. If one lesson is maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes, you don't have any chance to change or put in different thing, but you have to follow the instructions as structured for the learners and the teachers. So we also have to follow the assessment methods as it has been structured. So this fidelity approach talks about how the learners and the teachers can comply with the curriculum as well structured for us to achieve a successful goal. I want someone to continue. Thank you.
Thank you. So she has told us what it is, and then you put your hand down for me, Madam Charity. Thank you. So what are the assumptions underlying this approach? The next person can continue for us. The assumptions underlying this approach. Madam Patience, Madam Vida, Madam Akusia, we are waiting. Hello.
Hello, madam. Under the assumption, hello.
Yes, I'm listening. I'm here.
The assumption underlying fidelity approach. Here, the curriculum is well designed, and it is very effective in its original form. Then, it's very consistent in implementation. That leads to better outcomes. It brings out better, good outcomes. Then, teachers need clear guidelines and structure to deliver the curriculum effectively. Then, through its standardization assessment, it brings out the effectiveness of the curriculum and it can be measured. Please, that's all that I have. Thank you.
I thank you. Do you have any others from Madam Charity? You want to add up first?
Yes, yes, madam. On the assumption, the fidelity approach believes that the curriculum is well structured and well tested by the developers. So there's no need for a teacher to make implementation or make changes in the curriculum, but rather to implement what it has been strictly structured. Then they also assume that if teachers make changes in the curriculum, it will reduce the effectiveness of the curriculum. So the best way to implement this approach is to teach what they have structured, but not the teacher to make any changes. Then they also assume that all teachers teach the same content as it has been designed in the curriculum. The teacher don't have the right to make any changes in the curriculum. That's what I can add to what my sister said. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Madam Eunice, are you in Techiman?
Yes, madam.
And then you weren't part of our first four. So let me exhaust our four and then I'll come to you. Okay.
Okay, madam.
Madam Akosi Adepa.
Madam, Madam, please, I am going to delve into the limitations of the fidelity curriculum approach. Okay. In the
Hello.
Madam.
Let's talk about the strengths, then we move on to the limitations. Okay.
Limitations. Okay, I'm prepared on the limitations. So someone will take the strength and I'll touch on the limitations. Thank you, madam.
Please help us. Yes, I'm listening.
Okay, when we talk about the strengths, that is how it facilitates. So it allows for clearer assertion of what of the program outcomes, and it also supports implication. That is, it enables consistent implementation across different settings, and it also supports research on effective interventions. And more so, it often leads to better outcomes when implemented correctly. And on my last point, I would say it ensures program integrity. That is, it maintains the core components of the approach. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Madam Patience. But please, your network was breaking, okay? So please take it again for us.
Okay, madam, please, I was talking about the strengths. The strength, I said, one is it allows clearer assessment of the program outcomes. And again, it supports replications. That is, it enables consistent implementation across different settings. It also supports research on effective interventions. And again, it often leads to better outcomes when implemented correctly. And the last one I said was that it maintains the core component of the approach. That is, it ensures program integrity. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Patient. And then Madam Akosia.
Madam, please, I am going to delve into the limitations of the fidelity approach. One of the limitations of the fidelity approach to curriculum implementation is that it is just a one-size-fits-all. It's like the curriculum don't take into consideration the different regional and cultural and socioeconomic differences. It fails to take into consideration of that. And secondly, there is also ambiguity in the curriculum design. Sometimes the curriculum materials themselves are unclear, making it difficult for teachers to understand and interpret the intended learning objectives and methods accurately. Madam, the third point is there is also a resource constraints, insufficient, or there are unavailable instructional materials. Examples are the teachers' manuals, textbooks, and some basic technology. That is also another constraint to the fidelity curriculum implementation approach. One thing I will also talk about is most of the fidelity curriculum implementation approach sometimes ignores the student's need. This kind of curriculum forces teachers to follow a rigid plan and prevent them from adjusting their teaching method to address specific students' learning needs. It's like they have implemented it and the teacher should just follow it. French him. So sometimes at the end of the day, it fails to assess the students' needs. Madam, I think that is all I have for the limitations to the fidelity approach to curriculum implementation. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much. Let's all clap for the Teaching Center. Let's all of us clap for them. Let's clap for them.
Clap for us. Clap for us.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Madam Charity, please, your hand is up. Do you want to say anything?
Okay, so to add up to what Madam Akosia just said, only one point, like teachers are limited in terms of creativity skills. Since the approach or the curriculum is strictly planned, the teacher don't have any right to add up any creativity skills he or she can adapt in terms of teaching. So that is what I wanted to add. Thank you.
Thank you for adding up to the invitation. So this is how we are going to clap for them. You go to the emoji section and then you send a reaction. So let's all of us do it. I saw just a few people doing it. Let us clap for the Teaching Center. So send it. Okay, send it. Thank you. So well explained. The fidelity approach. Do we have any questions to it? The whole class, do we have questions to the fidelity approach? Do we have anything? So we don't have any question for this group. All right, thank you. So well understood. Thank you, Teaching Group. So that's what the fidelity approach talks about. Okay, they implement the curriculum for the teacher to deliver it based on how they've done it. So you have no right to make alteration, adjust it, just deliver it as
design and effective.
Okay, as the assumption says, the curriculum is developed by experts. Okay, so experts developed it. So in quotes, those experts are highly knowledgeable. So whatever they put there, they know it will work on the ground. So just deliver it as it goes. All right, thank you. Let's move on to the second one, the mutual adaptation approach. The mutual adaptation approach. Which group was that? The mutual adaptation approach. I think it was Riverview. Hello.
Zenith.
The mutual adaptation approach was Zenith.
No, it was Riverview, madam.
It was Riverview. Madam Rebecca, don't say anything.
I'm from Riverview. That is why I've raised my hand, please.
So you are the group talking about the mutual adaptation approach, right?
Yes, please.
Yes, madam.
So I have two people here, Madam Rebecca, Madam Felicity. We are left with two people. It's supposed to be 4 people in the group. Please, the next group, let's make sure our 4 people are ready. Okay. And then we know that I am saying this section. The next person will talk about this. The next person will talk about it. So I have 3 left with 1. Madam Rebecca, Madam Felicity, and then Madam Rose. So the last person, Riverview. Riverview. Who's the course rep for Riverview? Course rep for Riverview. Course rep for Riverview. She's not in class today.
Madam, please, for the sake of time, let's proceed. Thank you.
Yes, I know for the sake of time we have to proceed, but before we left, we said 4 people. So if I made 4 people to present for Techiman, we should get 4 people for Riverview.
Hello, madam. Please, let's start. By the time we finish, maybe 1.
Okay, so Riverview, who is starting for us? I have Madam Jemima adding joining. So you have 4 here. So Madam Rebecca.
Hello.
Please, Madam Felicity will start for us.
Okay.
Okay, so just using the order. I have you raise your hand for Madam Felicity, then Rose. Okay, so if Madam Felicity will start, it's fine. So let's listen to this group. Madam Felicity, please, you are listening.
Hello. Please, madam, do I start?
Yes, hello, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. Please.
Riverview, our point is mutual adaptation in curriculum implementation. And this curriculum implementation goes with both the curriculum and then the users. When you say the users, is the teachers, the students, and then the school, and they adjust to teach they adjust what each other during the implementation process. And then the curriculum also is modified to fit the local context, and then the teacher adapt their teaching to make it work efficiently or effectively. So what it takes, or the assumption. First, we have to talk about the flexibility in the curriculum. Here, the flexibility talks about the curriculum must be what? Open to changes or
Please, it
modifications.
seems you are saying all.
Oh, that is not all. It's just only one point that I'm talking about. The curriculum must be what? Open to changes or modifications based on local needs, and then the factor available to what? Resources. Is that all that I can say about what it takes?
All right. Thank you, Madam Felicity. Then the next question should continue for us.
I'll talk about the strength of the mutual adaptation. And one
We
is
have
it ensures that the curriculum is tailored to the local context. When we talk about
hello,
the local context, we are
hello,
referring to,
hello, Madam Rebecca.
yes, madam.
Please let's finish with the assumptions, then we move on to the strength and
Okay,
the limitation.
okay,
Right. So
sorry.
I want the next
Okay,
person to continue.
Hello, so do I continue?
Madam Rebecca, do you want to answer me? Do you want to continue with the assumptions, or Madam Rose, do you want to
yes,
continue with the
please.
assumptions?
Okay, madam, I will talk about the assumption.
Okay, let's listen.
Hello.
Yes, we are
So
listening.
it is assumed that a curriculum cannot be implemented exactly as planned. So teachers must adapt to suit their classroom realities. Like even though the curriculum has been made, teachers can make changes based on their classrooms. And also, it is assumed that teachers are active agents who make professional decisions to improve learning, and that feedback from teachers help curriculum developers make necessary revision. As we all know that when the standard-based curriculum came, they were asking us to use internet, and most schools too, we don't have access to that. So we were using charts to in place of the internet to make the lesson effective. And also classroom situations differ. So methods and materials should be flexible. The material that we use, it will differ from, maybe if I'm at a village, the materials that I will use differ from someone who is in Accra. So we should also, it also assumes that curriculum implementation is a continuous process of reflection and change. So it's a continuous thing, it doesn't stop. Day in and day out, we do changes in the curriculum. When the standard-based curriculum was introduced, teachers' feedback led to adjustments by NACA showing this assumption in practice. So there is always a change, and it also continues in the lesson. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much. Madam Rebecca, please adapt to it.
Okay, with the strength. One, it ensures that the curriculum is tailored to the local context. And here we refer to the local context as the learners and the teachers, and then the school environment as well, making it more relevant and effective. Then also, it allows for adjustment to be made when needed. If there's any change in the environment, the mutual adaptation implementation ensures that an adjustment is being made in the curriculum in order to suit or fit the changing circumstance. Then also, when the curriculum is adapted to the context of the learners and the teachers and the school environment, the learners are more likely to engage with their learning activities. Then also the teachers are able to be innovative and creative, bringing something new to add to their teaching. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Do you have anything to add up before the limitation from Madam Felicity, Madam Rose? Okay, then the limitations. Madam Jemima, your hand was up. Madam Jemima.
Madam,
Yes, Madam.
madam.
Yes, Madam Jemima.
Okay, madam. To talk of the mutual adaptation, in plain words, the word mutual means something which is a fair deal. So both the learner and then the facilitator can all adapt what they know in terms of their locality, what they see that is not abstract, but will help them to understand the concept well. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you have
Okay,
anything for any
madam.
the limitation?
Madam, hello,
Do you have
hello.
anything? Yes,
Yes,
Madam.
it may lead to inconsistency in how the curriculum is delivered across schools. Hello.
Yes, we are listening.
It may lead to inconsistency in how the curriculum is delivered across the schools, in the sense that as we always change how the curriculum is to suit the learner's ability. So let's say, example, in my class, when I'm teaching math, how I teach it to be different from someone else in his or her school. And also, it is time consuming because there is always a constant revision and communication. We are always trying to change what is in the curriculum to suit the learners. And it also requires skills and motivated teachers who understand the curriculum well. So if the person doesn't understand the curriculum, he or she cannot make any change to suit the learners. And also, without proper coordination, feedback may not reach curriculum planners. Even though we have made changes in our classrooms, it may not reach those who are planning the curriculum. Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So, thank you for the explanation to the mutual approach. So, from the from Riverview, do we have any other from those who
Yes,
presented?
please. With the limitation, another limitation is that it may require additional resources such as training and support for teachers. Let's take the standard-based curriculum, for instance. Teachers were being asked to go for training in order to be abreast with the standard-based curriculum. And the organization of this training was not just free. The government needed to provide resources to cater for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's clap. Madam Rose, do you want to say something? Your hand is up. Madam Rose, your hand is up. Okay, let's clap for the Riverview Center. Let's clap for them. Let's clap for them. Let's clap for them.
Yeah,
let's clap for them. Okay, they've done well. They've done well. Okay, so well explained for the mutual approach. Unlike the fidelity approach where the teacher, okay, you just deliver it as you're supposed to be, as written. The mutual approach, flexibility, changes to suit the classroom environment, kind of resources that you have. You can do some little other adaptations. So right. Thank you. Do you have any question for them? Any question? Do you have any question? Then we are moving forward. Then the last group, Zanet. Madam Rose, please put your hand down for me, please. The last group, I have Zanet to talk about the curriculum enactment.
Hello, madam.
Yes, madam.
Hello.
Hello.
Please, I'm starting then my friends will continue.
Okay, so hold on, I'm coming. I have Madam Abigail, I have Madam Ramat, and then the last two. Madam. Okay, Madam Florence is the third person and the last person. The last person.
Linda.
Okay, Madam Linda. So I have Madam Linda, Madam Ramat, Madam Abigail, and Madam Florence. So Madam Florence, this is for us.
Madam, please, I'm starting. I'm doing the. So, madam, should I start?
Yes, please do that.
Okay. So we are working on the curriculum enactment. And the meaning of the enactment is the process of putting a plan, policy, or curriculum into an action or practice. And this involves implementing and executing the intended plan of the curriculum, like a kind of curriculum that deals with teachers and students
which focuses on a teacher and a student, where they interpret, transform knowledge, and construct positive educational experiences, and also a continuous growth for both teachers and students. So, Madam, please, I'd like my friends to continue from there.
All right. Madam Florence, will you continue for us?
I'm on the limitation.
Okay, then you'll be the last person. So, Madam Grace and Madam Linda, let's hear from you. Curriculum enactment. Madam Linda, Madam Grace. I was Madam Ramat. Okay, sorry, Madam Ramat you said. Sorry.
Madam, please let me continue with the assumption.
Okay, you can.
Okay. So with the curriculum enhancement approach, they assume that the teachers are not just the implementers of the curriculum, but rather active agents who can shape and create the curriculum through their teaching practices or expertise. Then they also view the teacher as a professional who can also give more insight into the curriculum, so so that they'll be able to implement it well. Then the teacher is also seen as somebody who can strictly adhere to the curriculum that has been designed, so that no significant change or anything can happen to the curriculum. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Ramat. Madam Linda, will you continue for us? Madam Linda. Madam Linda. So from Zenith, the strength of this curriculum enactment approach. From Zenith, the strength. Madam Celestine.
Hello, Madam. Yeah, about the strength. One of the strengths of this curriculum is increased engagement and motivation among the students. They are able to connect their learning experiences to like their life. Whatever the curriculum is about is related. They relate it to their life experiences, so they can easily relate, and then they will have interest in learning, and then it will end up making them engage more in the learning activities. And then also, because of that, they're able to retain more knowledge since the lessons are brought to their level with things that they are familiar with. So they are able to retain more knowledge using these practical and step-by-step approaches that helps them to understand the new knowledge that is being taught. And then with the teachers, because they have autonomy, I think they are able to adapt the curriculum to meet the needs of the students and the learning environment. They are able to design or come up with things that will help the learners achieve a better outcome rather than sticking to the rule or what the external curriculum is saying, as in what the implementers of, no, not the implementers, the programmers, those who program the curriculum, what they are saying, they don't stick to it. So they are able to do their own thing that will favor the students that they are teaching with. And then the teachers are able to teach based on their skills that they have, their knowledge in teaching, because they select things to meet their students. They are able to deliver well since they are not forced to go exactly according to what is in the external curriculum. I think these are some of the strengths that I am looking at.
Okay, and Madam Florence, please, and with the limitation for us.
Please, so madam, some of the limitations that affect this curriculum enactment is resource constraint. Since there are limitations such as textbooks, technologies, and facilities that hinders and that some places are not having these things, especially the villages. It affects the curriculum implementations, and then also the teacher preparations. The teacher may require professionalism, that is going for trainings. But if there's no training for the teacher to develop himself to support the delivery of the curriculum, it will affect the curriculum. And then also student diversity. We have different types of students in the class. Now that we are doing inclusive, we have different class. So if we are not able to deliver, we don't put each and every student in the curriculum implementation, it will affect those that will not be able to understand. That is those who have we have dyslexia, dyscalculia. If you don't take time for those people, it will affect them. And then also the time constraint. We know that there's time allocation for every subject in the school. So if we don't take time for those who are slow learners, they will not benefit from whatever we are doing in the classroom. Madam, please, I'll also end here so that if anybody is having anything to continue.
All right. Madam Raman's hand is up. So let's listen to Madam Raman's then. Madam Celestine will end it for us.
Okay, madam. I want to talk about a strength and a weakness.
Okay.
To add to what Madam Florence said. So for the strength, it provides a clear roadmap. It offers a structured plan, content, and objectives for the instructions and methods. So because of that, the teacher has a clear reference guide, whatever, and the student also understands their expectations or what is supposed to, or what we are expecting from them at the end of the lesson or the curriculum. And with the weakness, because of that, it stiffens creativity. It discourages the teacher to innovate and students to also bring out what they can do or to be creative, because it prioritizes on rote memorization or learning. It tends to concentrate on specific content and standardized tests. Thank you.
Are you talking about a curriculum enactment approach? Hello, Madam.
Sorry, I talk about the strength and at the same time that strength being a weakness to the enactment approach.
Okay. Okay. All right then, Madam Celestine. Madam Celestine.
Hello.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, I've spoken already. Or I should add more.
Your hand is still up, that's why.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so Madam Ramas, let's put her hand down. All right. Thank you, Zenet, for your presentation. Let's clap for Zenet too. Let's clap for them. Let's clap for Zenet. Hey, let's clap for Zenet, the whole class. Okay, I can see them now. I can see them. Thank you. So do you have any question for them? Any question? Madam Eunice.
Madam, I want to understand something here. For the mutual adaptation and then the curriculum enhancement, all the points they gave, I have understood. But I'm not getting the definition as compared to the mutual adaptation. So when you want to compare or you want to differentiate the mutual adaptation from the enactment, how is it going to be? How so there should be the clear definition of the enactment so that when I'm defining the mutual adaptation, I will not confuse myself there. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So to Zenith, please let's answer. Okay, Madam Florence.
Madam, please, my understanding of the mutual adaptation, it talks about the changes and innovations that will suit the learners, because in some particular places you can't compare them to those in the cities. Let's say the villages, you can't compare those people to those in the villages. There are some things that those in the cities will see which those at the village will not also have any knowledge about it. So you do it, they do things that will suit what they that is in their locality. That is my understanding.
So how is it different from the are you talking about enactment?
I'm talking about the mutual adaptation.
I'm talking about mutual adaptation.
Yes, please.
Okay. Are you in Zenith?
Yes, please.
And then what did your group discuss right now? I think your group discussed the curriculum enactment instead.
They did. We did the curriculum enactment.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. But I want to hear from the Zenith your people about curriculum enactment. How do you check the difference? What's the difference? Hello.
Hello, madam. Please, I'm not from Zenith, but I have a little contribution. Can I still make it?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I think the difference between the mutual adaptation and the curriculum enactment is that with that of the mutual adaptation, it has to do with the stakeholders and then the curriculum developments and then the teachers coming together to make changes or modify the curriculum in such a way that it will fit the local context. But the curriculum enactment has to do with the actual delivery of the curriculum, which usually takes place in the classroom, how the teacher goes about with the delivery in terms of how he or she interprets and implements it, and the activities that the teacher will use, and then the assessment forms too. Thank you.
All right. Is it okay with, I think, who asked the question? Please, I've forgotten who asked the question, so let me know if you're okay with the answer or you're confused with it. I don't know who asked the question. Just unmute yourself and then let me know.
So, madam, the curriculum, it talks about the process of implementing or putting the curriculum into practice. Hello.
Yes. Are you asking a question or you're giving a contribution?
Please, I'm saying that so the curriculum talks about the implementation and putting the curriculum into practice.
Which approach are you asking?
No, I'm saying that so the curriculum
Talks
It's
about
a
is it
contribution.
sorry.
Is it the curriculum enactment or the mutual approach? Which of the approaches are you talking about?
The enactment, the curriculum enactment.
Okay.
Okay. Madam Wazeria, your hand is up. Do you want to add up?
Yes, madam. About the curriculum enactment, it is putting the planned curriculum into action in the classroom where the teacher deliver the curriculum content and also the teaching strategies and the methods. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. So I'm glad you all have fair ideas of it. But all these, okay, the fidelity approach, the mutual, the enactment approach, they are all curriculum, the ways we go, we deliver the curriculum, okay. But the mutual adaptation and the curriculum enactment are slightly, they all involve flexibility, okay. You change it to suit the learners or the resources that you have. So it can be based on your rural area or your urban area. And the enactment, okay, it goes further than just changing it. Okay, it involves all those experiences, the creative ones you create with the learners based on how you are delivering it. So in the process, how you are delivering it, the experiences that you create with the learners, that is when the curriculum, so the changes, all the changes that came will become the curriculum that you are using in the class. So it is designed, this one, enactment, the teacher is the one creating the change, okay, making that shift, making that adjustment to suit the learning need. But here it is both the learner and the teacher. Okay, they create such an environment, such situation for themselves. Are we okay with the three approaches?
Yes, madam.
Okay, let's clap for ourselves. Let's clap for ourselves for the wonderful presentation. Let's clap for ourselves. Madam Charity, do you want to say something?
Yes, madam. Madam, I have a question concerning the three approaches. So, if you look at the explanation to these approaches, meaning all the three approaches, we are supposed to adapt them in our classrooms, and at the end of it, we should end at a certain goal, or we have to achieve a common goal, or we have to use them differently. But if you look at how it has been explained, it seems we have been using all these approaches in our classrooms, or one is better than others. I want to know if one is better than the others, or all the approaches are supposed to use in the classroom. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So this is not about which one is better than the other. Okay. Based on how they develop the innovation that came. If that one came with this particular, you see, we're talking about curriculum innovation. They decide on what approach they would use in implementing. Okay, so based on what was decided, then you go by it. If you have various approach where we deliver we implement the curriculum. So if they told us to use the fidelity approach, that is how we go by it. If they said we should use the curriculum enactment approach, the mutual adaptation approach, that is where we go by it, what we go by it. But we are saying this because I believe you are saying this because we've all had this experience before.
Yes.
So based on what you are, if you feel this is how you go by it, and that it will help your class, because at that point everything depends on you. They feel they want you to make sure that you have delivered the curriculum. So if you feel this is what is best to suit the class discussion that I'm having, you can use it. But if the curriculum says we should use the fidelity approach, then I'm just going by what I have been given. I'm a teacher. I should deliver what has been given to me. Okay, are you okay, Madam Charity?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Then like one is all right, then let me share my screen. So moving on to factors that affect curriculum implementation. Factors that affect curriculum implementation. For the curriculum to be successfully implemented, okay, for we to have the positive outcome of it, or for it to not go wrong, go the way we expected, there are some factors which will influence it. Okay, the first one is the characteristics of the innovation itself. You have the local characteristics, you have organizational characteristics, and then we have governments and then other external agencies which also influence the implementation process. So the first one is we are talking about the characteristics of the innovation itself. So the perceived or the felt need, or how relevant we see the innovation is, will determine if we will apply it or we won't apply it as teachers. Okay. Not just on the side of the teachers, on the side of all those who are helping the administrators, the headmasters, the supervisors. If we feel it solves the needs on the ground, it solves the problem we are looking at, then we will implement it, we will use it. But if we feel it's not to what we expect, it doesn't really solve it. There's this don't have the zeal to implement it. So the needs and relevance of the curriculum, the innovation itself, will determine if we will implement it or we will not implement it. And then clarity. How clear is the innovation to us? Do teachers understand it? All those involved to develop, to implement it, how do they understand it? If I understand it well, then I will teach it well. If I don't understand it well, it will take time for me to understand, and then if that will come to the need and the relevance of it, then you don't end up teaching it. So if it's clear, then you will be able to do it. So we are the clarity. We are talking about how well the goals are spelled out, how well the objectives are written, how well the expectations are written, the procedures that we are supposed to use, how well all these things are written. It will influence how we will implement it. And then complexity. This refers to how much change the innovation demands, and how difficult these changes are for users. If it's really difficult to implement, or if the change is really difficult for you to understand, to grasp it, okay, how much they need to it, you end up not implementing it. If it demands a lot from you, the teacher, if it demands that you stay on your feet for long hours, you realize that they're taking too much from you, so then you tend not to implement it as the way they want you to implement it. And then we have quality and practicability. This refers to the quality and availability of materials. If they brought a change and then it doesn't come with materials, it doesn't come with tools, it doesn't come with training, we can't be able to implement it. So even if the resources that they bring, how good they are to help us with implementing it, will influence how we will implement it. So the first one is the characteristics of the innovation itself. What the innovation presents will influence how we do it. And then local characteristics, we have the characteristics of regional administrations. That is the school, the school administrations. We have it's either in the school, the district, or the community. Okay, so there are also what they are supposed to do. If they are able to do it, okay, if they are supposed to supervise the teacher to do it, it will go on as planned. You see that some of the supervisors that act differently when coming to supervision of the curriculum if it's really implemented. When you give them you realize there's something wrong with it, and then you tell them how they act to it. Okay, it won't give their feedback will not motivate you as a teacher to continue with the implementation. And we can also have a history of innovation attempts. If previous attempts yielded negative experience, okay, chances are that implementation will be at a low degree. So let's use if they've not yet implemented, if it's now coming to probably your region, and they've already implemented it in a different region. The history of how it went, okay, if you know it went well or it didn't go well, it will affect how we will also do it in our region. We have adequate follow-ups too. So the district officers, the supervisors who holding monthly review meetings with teachers to address the challenges, the inconsistencies that they face whilst implementing this curriculum. So as such, when they come and then you tell them you tell them your problems, then if they have to solve it at just that point, they can do it. If they have to go back and then restructure some things, then they will do it. So how this follow up, the frequency of it, how well it is done will motivate you to implement it. We can also talk of active knowledge and understanding to the curriculum, to the innovation, and an active support from the district and the community as large. You remember we were in this country, and then remember there was once an introduction of, I think, teaching children the various parts of the body in our local language. So the private parts, teaching the basic school, the private part. Do you remember that? Hello, do you all remember that?
Yes.
Yes, madam.
Please.
Okay, so you see how the community reacted to it, how everyone reacted to it. Because of how we reacted to it, we don't want to see it. It's no more. They are not even talking of doing it. Okay, so if the community supports it, then it will go on. If the community doesn't support it, then it's going to be halted. It's not going to be pushed further. And then we have organizations too. Organizations where we are talking about the actors. Okay, the access, we are talking about the management. So the headmasters, the head of departments, okay, how the communication is between the teachers, those on the ground teachers, and those the headmaster. How fluent is the conversation? If I tell them my needs, if I tell them the problem I'm facing on the grounds, what's their response to it? Do they tell us that, oh, I don't know anything about it. Tell me, let's wait for an external supervisor to come. Or do they go for it and make sure that they get an external supervisor to explain it for us, or they go a bit further to get people to come and solve it for us? We can also talk about the teachers, the competencies and attitudes of the teachers. If you are bringing a new skill and then you know that the teacher didn't have that basics of that skill throughout his or her education, it will be difficult for the teacher to implement it. You now have to come and give a training for them to have it, then they implement it. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Please give me just like 2 minutes. I'm coming, okay? Give me 2 minutes, I'm coming.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So I talked about the teachers, their attitudes, their competencies, what they can do in it. Okay, their relationship with other teachers. All these will affect how well we implement the curriculum. If teachers have grudges with other teachers and then we call for meetings and then just because you know that this is the person going to give us a talk and I'm not in good terms with the person, then I won't come. It will affect how we will go by the whole new change that we want to bring up. And then students and other participants' competencies. Okay, the new change that we are bringing, will students be able to receive it? It's also a factor here. And we have governments and external agencies. Okay, so the quality of relationship between the central and the local actors. So from the top over there, from the implementers, from the policymakers, the quality of relationship between them and then those of us implementing it. Are they making sure that they are serving supervisors to come and look at it? Are they doing what they have to do to make sure that our curriculum is being implemented? The innovation that we want to bring, are they making sure that it is being seen to? Are they giving us the support we need? If we need books, did they bring the number of books that we require to make sure that the learning needs of students are attained to? If the government doesn't have money, it will surely affect how we implement the curriculum. Okay, so if they've made an innovation and then they haven't planned for resources, they haven't allocated enough resources to make sure that these things are seen to, our goals, whatever objectives that we have set are seen to, it will have effect on how the innovation will come out, if it will be positive or negative. So I'll leave this side to, okay, so he said discuss these groups these factors in groups, but our discussion will not be in groups. You can just go and read on it, and then next week, God willing, we come and then have another thorough discussion about it. So this is where we'll end our session and then we'll wait for questions. But I want to start with the first question. It's Richard here. When we started the class,
Yes, madam,
Richard. Okay, and then I think Madam, I think it's Madam Rebecca also, Madam Rebecca Donko.
Yes, please, I'm here.
We had a question on, Madam Florence, I'll come back to you very soon. Okay, so our question was on the curriculum improvements and then innovation. So I want to see throughout the study, have we gotten it or we still need more clarification on it?
Yes, please.
The years goes for, is it,
Yes.
please, which one is the years going for? Do we need more or it has been answered?
No, it has been answered.
What about
I have the explanation now.
what about Madam Rebecca?
Please, it has been answered.
Thank you. Thank you. Then, Madam Florence.
Yes, ma'am. Please, yes, please. I have a question.
I'm listening.
So, please, some of these resources that they have been bringing to us, in some class, you can see that they can bring, let's say, English textbook, about 5 or 4 different types of textbook. Meanwhile, they all mean the same thing. So when it happens like that, what should we do? Because you can see that some the textbooks that they bring, I don't know if I'll say that people give it to the educationists, they give it to their own people. Let's say about 4 groups in the education unit, they give it to their own people to print. So at the end of the day, about 4 books comes to a particular class, which means the same thing. When it happens like that, do we choose one or we should use all?
Okay, if I'm getting your question, so let's say if you are teaching home economics, 4 different books come. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes, please.
4 different books with totally different contents.
Yes, please.
Really, it comes like that. That all 4 will have different.
For instance, basic 4 and 5. Textbooks came, and the English, it was about 3-4 books that came, 3 different writers, and they brought it all to us.
The content of it. The content, is it really different, like entirely different?
They all have their different contents.
Okay, if it comes that way, okay, that everything, they are all different. Probably, when we bring an innovation, when we make a new curriculum, when we bring a new change, it comes with a document, okay? It comes with what we are supposed to teach. It comes with the strand, the sub-strand, and everything. It's a documented one, which when you go to the NACA site, even your headmaster will have a copy of it. Okay, so you just have to take the form and then make sure that you see those ones that align with what has been written for us to go by it. Okay. We're all using this one. If it's basic school, we are all using one curriculum. So we should make sure that what we are using goes with what has been written by the curriculum developers.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you. Madam Abigail.
Yes, madam. Please, I just wanted to find out why, if a new curriculum comes up, they use it like it becomes like a force for the teacher to implement it. They don't really give the teacher space or time to really absorb the whole thing well before delivery. Anytime we go for this new curriculum thing, it becomes a force. Now, I think when that happens, teachers don't really come up with accuracy, like deliver so well to their satisfaction, because it has become a force. I don't know why they keep doing that. I think, in my own view, when a new curriculum comes up, they should give the teacher space for all of us to have either workshops or PLCs. We train ourselves well before they will give a green light for us to start. But maybe we go throughout the week, the following Monday, hey, we are coming. starts, then when that happens, how effective does that new curriculum become? That is what I really want to know. Why they do that? Why they force it to the teacher? They force it down to the throat of the teacher.
All right. So this question, I will not say it goes just to me. I want to listen to the whole class's view before I add mine to it. Okay. So to the whole class, what do you think will be the cause of this? To the whole class. Why do you think that
Madam,
when
may
the
I,
new curriculum, Madam Florence, I'm
I
listening.
think as they've politicized everything, including the education units.
Very good. Madam Patience.
Madam, please, that was what I was going to say, that it is due to political influences that allow all this to be going on. Because within the enactment of this curriculum, it should even go and start at the colleges where the teachers are being trained there before the training comes to we those that we are outside. But all is based on political influences. That's why. Thank you.
Thank you. So you see, when we make a curriculum, okay, they want to see the effects of it. Okay. Probably they've written down the duration that they want to see the effect. Okay. So if I don't start it now, how will I know how will I know that my goals have been achieved? And then right now, if a government came in and then this is the policy he gave, okay, this is what he said that when I come out, make this thing better in the education system. He has 4 years to stay. So they want to make sure that it has been achieved. Okay. They want to see that what I said, it has been implemented. Okay, there are corrections that have to be made, there are some improvements I have to make, there are some changes I have to make. They will make it, they want to do all those things before their time is up to see that if it was effective or it wasn't effective. So as the two speakers said, because of how it has been politicized, but we see we are still on the field, okay. So if it comes that way, our voices, we should make sure that our voices we think will not go a long way, but if we come together, if we go for meetings and I'm the only person saying it, that oh, you are making a fuss, if all of us come together, they will listen to us. Okay, so this thing, when we go for meetings and then we feel like we have to voice out some things, we shouldn't condemn those who are voicing it out, because when they make it better for all of us. And then when they are voicing it too, don't make it like it's your right. You have the right to good things, like they should do this for you. You know, in developing the curriculum, it's a cooperative activity. So we all have to make sure that our voices are heard well. So the way you present your information to the next person. Okay, let's be mindful of the words we use and how we will communicate it to them. All right, thank you. Another person's hand was up. Madam Abigail, are you okay with the answer?
Yes, madam. But then I wanted to find out why, when the new curriculum thing is coming, they don't come with resources.
Because the country doesn't have enough money like that.
So, madam, why the new curriculum if there's no money?
So we have money, okay. We know sometimes you can have a good idea, and then you feel like if I implement it, it will work. Maybe I'll not have enough resources, but I will try and see that if with the few resources that I have, I'll still get it. And then, which is a very bad thing, because if you don't have money to support it, if you don't have the support, the materials, you might not get the desired change that you thought of bringing.
And when the new curriculum came, I believe is the Western curriculum that they were really bringing down here. Why is it that they don't really modify it to suit our sector or our country? Then they just lift it from there just like that without modifying anything.
So the end of this is, I'll say it's a political activity, okay. And with that side too, we don't really have an influence in it. We are just recipients and then transmitters of their curriculum, their ideas. So maybe when we go for meetings, we should make sure that we tell them and they will know that this is our concerns, and then maybe they will address it for us. They will find ways of doing things other than doing it how they want it. Okay. Okay, Madam Abigail.
Thank you, Madam.
You're welcome, Madam. Okay. So I want to ask this question. Okay. Whilst Madam Rose. Madam Rose.
Yes, Madam, yes. Since they will not hear what we say in our classrooms or in our meetings, today we have learned different approaches that can help us. It's the mutual approach, the curriculum enactment. We can make changes in the curriculum to suit the learners so that teaching and learning can be effective. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you. But you see, sometimes if you want to make changes, you don't make the changes just because this is what you think. I know they come around to see that what they are saying, you are doing it. So if you are making the changes, you make sure that the changes that you are making, you can justify it when you are queried. Okay, you can justify it. Other than that, just go by what they say and then make sure that you deliver it and make sure that the goal, while delivering it, you make sure that the goal is being attended to. Okay.
Okay, Madam.
Okay, thank you. Sir Richard. Sir Richard.
Hello. Hello, madam. Please, I would like to know, during curriculum planning, do they take into consideration unlearned experiences of the learner?
Unlearned experiences. What are you trying to say?
When I talk of unlearned experience, I'm talking about the traits or the behaviors that are inborn or that people are born with. Behaviors that
So
people
are
are
you
born
saying
with.
they take into
And that individual,
how it will
how
affect the
if
curriculum?
those things are taken into consideration? Yes. If it has any effect on it.
The curriculum is not developed by just one person. Okay. We have the teacher over there. We have the headmaster over there. We have psychologists over there. We have experts over there. Okay, we have models that we use. We have approaches that we go by it. So it's like it's a rigorous and it's a strategized. Let me say it's an intensive thing that they do. Okay, so they take into consideration all these because it's not just from one person. If let me say if 2 people, 3 people are sitting there to decide on something for the whole school, you see that you have varied information from each person. They'll all bring their contribution and then it will help. So once they are making it for learners, they'll make sure that all these needs, all these characteristics are seen to. And then, Sarah, can I ask why you're asking this question? Sarah, why are you asking this question?
Okay. When you go to the classrooms, there are times the things we have been given to teach, in implementing them, there are times we need variations to see the various approaches. But I realize that we have individual characteristics that at times are very difficult to deal with. That's why I asked some of these things. I asked these questions.
So right now we have the introduction of the universal design for learning, okay, which makes sure that it suits all learning needs. Okay, so they factor all these things in it when creating the curriculum. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
and then I have
madam,
one last one.
Thank you very much.
Madam Rose, you want to say something? Your hand is still up.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Madam Charity. Don't worry, Madam Rose.
Yes, madam. So what Mr. Richard just said, They considered all these things before they planned the new curriculum. If you look at the new curriculum, the competencies, you could see that we have innovation, critical thinkers, and others. So if you consider the learners in your classrooms, you can identify all these learners according to their competencies. So depending on the type of courses or subjects being learned, then you group them to know their competencies so that you can use it to evaluate them. So they considered all these learners before they brought the new curriculum. Just that we don't have the resources, but if you follow the curriculum, we can achieve a common goal. And if you look at how the questions are being set, the BEC questions and others, you can identify the differences between the new curriculum compared to the old one, if only we are following it as it has been structured. Just that we don't have the resources, but we have to manage to achieve a common goal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, then let's listen to my question. Okay, this is just a deliberation. You see, we learned about curriculum innovation and curriculum change. We said the extent will make us think if it's innovation or change. Okay, so I'm asking this new curriculum, what do you think? Is it an innovation or a curriculum change? Is it curriculum innovation or curriculum change? This new curriculum. Madam Charity.
Madam, I can say it's innovation, not all that change, but innovation. Thank you.
Why are you saying that, madam?
Because some of the old topics, they have repeated the same topic, just that they have made slightly changes in the same topic. So it's not entirely changed, but rather they have made innovation of it. And the teaching methods to some of them have changed. So to me, it's not entirely changed, but they have made innovation out of the old one. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Madam, please, I will say that the new curriculum has been innovated because the modifications or the changes that have been, the modifications that have been done are just minor. It is the same goals that is achieved at the end of it. And then the strategies too, more has been added, and then the content standard, the subject matter too, more has been added. So when we take BDT and career tech, for instance, formerly it was BDT, where creative skills, technical skills, vocational skills were developed in learners. And as it has been innovated, the name has been moved from BDT to career technology. It is the same skills that learners are achieving at the end of the study. So I would say it is curriculum innovation. Thank you. Madam, please, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Rebecca. Madam Florence, your hand is up.
Please, I also say that there's no change, but they are just trying to make the teaching and learning that previously it was teacher-centered. They are just making it learner-centered. That is the changes that I also see. Most of the things, because they are practicals in it, they make it deals more with the learners than the teacher. The teacher, you are only guiding them to bring out new things.
Right, thanks, Madam Florence, and then let's listen to Madam Abigail. Madam Abigail,
Hello, madam. I would also like to say that formerly it was teacher-centered, and now it is learner-centered. So I take it that it has been changed.
All right. So I'm glad you all shared your views. Okay. If you are taking home. Okay. Is it really next week when we meet our first a few minutes, like 10 minutes, we need to discuss it, okay? And then we will get a standard if it's an innovation or it's a change. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining this class today. Okay, this is where we end our discussion for today. We are done with the unit 3. Next week we'll be doing the unit 4. I'll send the slides to the course rep so that you can read ahead of the class. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
And then the course rep, hold on, the course rep, yesterday did you ask for the videos on YouTube? Did you ask about it? Sorry, Chip.
No, please.
No, please. But they gave us information that as at when they are ready, they will post it on the YouTube platform.
All right, so that means you just have to be patient.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
Bye.
you, madam.
Bye. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Richard, ask Madam for the books. Sir Richard.
Hello.
Yes. Hello.
I said, ask Madam the books. The books we talk about this last week. Ask her for us, please.
What, please?
One of our colleagues said they have made models for some of the centers, and we wanted to know how far. Are we part or we are not part? Ask Madam. I think Madam Patience or Eunice, one of our colleagues called you last week. Oh.
Hello, colleagues.
Hello.
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 Hello, Madam Felicity.
Yes, please.
Is Madam Charity still online?
I've not seen her.
Okay. I think the books discussion should not be done here. It should be done in our various WhatsApp platforms.
Okay.
So we will talk about that one on our platforms. Okay.
Okay. At what time?
Okay.
Hello, Seima.
I will send information across the various platforms.
The new platform or what?
Yes, the one that we have, the foundations platform.
It's the
I'll send
foundation.
information.
Okay. At what time? Okay, you will send the information on it. Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, bye. Okay, the rest of
Bye.
you enjoy your day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.